Hello friends. So last time we were skating. Okay. Last time we were discussing like of the notion of you ever heard of the notion elbow grease or putting your elbows. You know people say put your back into it. A lot of people also say give it some elbow grease. You know, so an elbow is about your impulses, right? So about your personality and about your flaws, right? Not everybody's perfect. Can you see me? You can't see me. I feel like sometimes you can't see me in this show, like. Is it because I'm brown and I blend in? See, now I'm whitewashed though. Okay, so forget it. Right. So how do I explain this? It's hard. So let's talk about the mechanics of an elbow. So an elbow is called a hinge joint, like it means, right? So an elbow either flexes, it goes inward, or it extends, it goes out. Same what I mean, right? Either flexes or it extends, right? That's the hinge joint. There's multiple types of joints. I don't remember all the names of them, right? But I think a hand is different, right? It goes bolt, bolt. It goes pop, pop. It goes it goes the opposite way too. This elbow cannot go more than that, right? This goes 180 degrees. That means it can go the other way too, right? Ankle's a little different from wrist too, you know. Fingers are hinge joints, toes are hinge joints. At some point I'll remember the technical anatomically correct, physiologically correct names. So anatomy is like anatomy. If you think of to explain anatomy, have you seen that picture of Michelangelo or whatever, or like a picture of a human like this? And it's like you can see all the organs and stuff. That's anatomy stuff. Practice, right? Physiology is if you play some of my demonstrations, like on YouTube, if you go down and you look for anything that's like a cool title, an all caps title, anything that's like an all caps title surrounded by like two cool emojis, the same emojis that you see down below. If you play that and I'm moving and I'm working on my body, that's like more like physiology. Like so that goes hand in hand. So that could also be called like kinesiology, movement stuff, like you know. So an elbow is composed of a top layer of tissue and a bottom layer of tissue. People, grab my stick for you. This is kind of a demonstration class, discussion class. People. So people have either a golfer's elbow if they have pain, chronic elbow pain, a golfer's elbow, where it hurts back, or they have a tennis elbow where it hurts up here, right? It's really not a joke. It's so painful. People literally can't pick up a pen, bro. Like this right here, that's like it's like crazy stuff. So you don't want that. Please take care of yourself. Please do the work of movement. Okay? Please stop lifting weights if your elbows hurt, bro. If you have elbow pain and you skip leg day, bro, you better pay me money down below and cash up the bill, bro. Because I'm not joking. What's your problem with women? Okay, so look. I discussed. Let me get the ball. Oof. I visited my friend Josefina, like all the way across town, and she has a child. So I brought like my baseball, to her place, and I left it there. I was playing like reach it game. Like I was like holding it. I was like I was trying to get them to like take the ball from me, and well they got there. It was pretty good for Josefina's knee pain because she got to understand like side difference. So when I was holding it like this, she started reaching with her right side, right? And then I was like left side now, and she tried to step with her left side, and she was like, no, I'm done. And I was like, that's cool, just lie down. You did so good, you know. And then I played with her child, Adan. He was so lit. I was like, because I'm training people privately, I'm like, you know, I'm like getting you into it. And Adan was like, ah! He was trying to be like me, and I was like, so cute. So anyway, here's a ball. I'll put on deodorant. Yeah. So you're gonna have a ball, you can grab a deodorant. It's pretty similar like weight. You know? So look. skating is not like anything, right? But let's discuss at elbow. What's at elbow? So at elbow, what's a bicep too? You know what a bicep is? There's a bicep. There's a tricep. There's a I forget. Well, there's a bicep. There's a tricep. I forget what this is called. So the thing about elbow, and these have names, technical, anatomically, physiologically correct names. This thing up here, that's like your tennis elbow. It goes, and it comes up right here. Similarly, this elbow goes, and it goes hi, and it comes right there, right? So this is not an easy task for your body. Like if we try to work it backwards, that hurts your chest, you know. So it's really important to think about what an elbow is, right? If you think about your oblique region, whenever you have back pain and weak abs, this already created an idea in your brain that you're moving, you're in motion. So you should have a practice in your life, like skating, like throwing ball, anything, skating, right? That's like movement, and that's like exciting and fun, and it makes you feel alive. You know, skating is like a super cool thing. So look, this is a ball. When I throw this ball like this, like that, what's happening with my elbow? So first of all, let's think about your shoulder muscle. To be able to do that without having shoulder pain or having to lie down right after, you have to have in self-defense class I discussed, because in self-defense class I think a lot about hinge joints, but shoulders come up a lot because like steady square shoulders are about like if you feel like you're in harm's way, if you're feminine, and if you're queer like me, then someone reaching for you, someone going, "Hey, mommy, let me holler at you," or someone being like, "Nice panties, bitch." Like that's a lot. So it's about the fact that like you're going through that constantly, and at a certain point you're being called on spiritually, intellectually, like as a feminine person who wants to like have ideas, be like a little more feminist, like identify as queer, whatever it might be, to be like, "Shut up, fuck you," right? So and that's just about this thing of like stop. Telling somebody to stop is like a big thing. So that's like this is a thing in the theater too. It's like, what's this? Like, I'm a person, bro. Like, what the fuck do you want, bro? You know. So eye contact is a thing too, right? So that's hard on your body. So nothing in your body is like not complicated, you know. So when you release the ball, bow, your bicep flexes a lot. Same with your elbow stuff, right? And when you catch the ball, same, right? But it's mostly in that moment of release, right? So there's this myth, right, that a body in motion stays in motion. It's like that's not true. You have to stop it, right? So when you're on your board or you're skating, if you've been practicing, or you're like about to go buy your wheels on the internet, right, on the gram. You are, so that expectation mentally of the ball dropping back into my hand, because when the ball lands, that's like a lot, that's for your bicep too, right? But in the middle, you feel like it's in the middle because this ball stopped, also it stopped moving. But like, no, you have rhythm here, you're about to throw the ball again. So what I have to say is that if you're able to have this meditation with me, what I'm about to show you, for your elbow muscles, then it'll be a lot easier for you to stay in motion, and you'll understand more about the elbows, what I mean by that. So comment below if you have thoughts, right? So I'm gonna show you a meditation for your elbows, okay? So that when you're in motion, you stay in motion, and there's no tension of people watching, being a girl, being feminine, being queer, being trans, falling, you know, like being hurt, being harmed. That should not be in your radar when you're skating, because that's more dangerous. So if you have this idea that you're being perceived on your wheels, you're in more danger than if you are like being radical and have your practice about you, like you're a human being. That's your elbows, like that, like there's boundaries at work, right? And you don't want to be in pain. So body in motion stays in motion. A body at rest continues to be at rest, unless a factor is introduced to change that. Correct? Yes. So if I roll, if gravity, right? So if I throw a ball up in the air, bro, if there was no gravity, keep going, right? The same. I'm sitting down. I'm the ball. There's this episode of The Big Bang Theory where they're playing bowling, and Sheldon Cooper, this really problematic guy. He's like not nice. He's like really rude. He's like kind of mean, you know. But I think he's cute. He's like kind of an interesting persona. He's People are like going Sheldon, 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 like cheering him on, and he's like, I don't know who you're talking about because I'm currently the ball, and then everybody goes, the ball, the ball, the ball. So like, if you're a ball, right, and you're here, unless a factor like your foot kicking it is introduced, you finna stay there, right? Unless the wind blows, there's friction on the ground too. So if it was like a slope, right? Say there's like gravel, like a lot of friction, right? So then the slope could be bigger, and I could not move as a ball, right? A little bit, right? Microscopic stuff, I imagine it, right? Because you like to ride, right? So it's like what's like right in between in this point, the one point that your wheels connect with the dirt, it's like important, right? Very important. That's where everything happens. So if it were like if I was here, as the slope was here, and I was a ball or whatever, a brick, whatever, depending on what it is, then if it was like just a porcelain stone slab, or it's like something wet, like a slab of meat or ice, I would just go, right? Who's texting me right now? What do you want? What? Shut up. So look, if you're in Houston and you know of a place where I can stay, let me know. I'm out of here February 1st. So look, I'm showing you meditation for elbow. So understand what forward momentum is, right? And what it takes physically, energetically, spiritually, whatever, intellectually, whatever you might add to it, to perceive yourself as a body in motion, right? And to perceive static tension in your body, like tension that's always there and that should be there. You know, like in your stomach, in your stomach, there's good bacteria, bad bacteria. There's good tension and bad tension, right? Let me do this meditation. And I'm gonna get you into your joints, your hinge joints. Okay? So you're gonna put up your knee, and then roll it, and then roll it back, and then roll it, and roll it back, roll it back, and then put it back. Put it up, roll it back, roll it back, roll it back. Right? So that's a hip, right? So in order for the hip to maintain tension, it needed the knee to be active, right? So now with your elbows, go like this. Well, both hands like this. Look up, forward, up, forward, right? And I go like this with your elbows, and go like this with your wrists, and go like this. And raise up your knee, put it down. With your knee, put it down. This, your knee, put it down. Your knee, put it down. Okay? Gonna twist, and look up, look forward, twist, and look up, look forward. That's all. That's all we're gonna do. So and then in the comments, I want you to comment like, what is a body in motion, right? And what do the elbows have to do with that? Because I can't do everything. I can't just sit here and over explain. I can give you my perspective, but while I'm channeling this for you, I value your input and I need your input to survive as like a person. Okay. So let's look at let me add to it. Let me discuss a little further, right? So I'm gonna right. You know how when you're sitting down, everything is very nice and chill, and you're like kind of vibing out. If a person walks through that door and say, "Hey, stand up, stupid," that would be crazy, right? However, if you of your own volition say, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go outside," and you go outside, that's like a little different, you know. So I just need what I need at this point is to introduce the subject of an injury, of somebody rolling over, you falling off your board, somebody being hyper oppressive to you, somebody being patriarchal, masculine towards you, racist, queerphobic, while you're on your board. It's a really important topic, right? So the next thing you're gonna do is we're gonna practice form, so that you don't get hurt, right? That's gonna be for next class. So ultimately, everything I want to show you is going to create the energy in your system, in your mind, mentally, for you to move on your board the way that you want. My role as a teacher on this subject matter, which is wheels and elbows, right? Which I'm gonna keep bringing that back up, because elbows, they're all about staying going, referring to true to yourself, like keep going with the cause, like don't look back, don't look forward. You don't stop. You don't think about it. You just keep going, right? Now that's how dangerous that might be. You always kind of look around. You have comrades. You have abundance. You're not alone, right? Right? So what was discussed with the ball, right? So every time I release, the moment of truth, of tension, is when you activate for the next thing, for the next motion, right? Or with the next motion like this, right? And the same when you want to stop. So that's not just about your elbows or your knees, but the elbows are also in charge of you kind of like being able to look around, have eyeballs, like stop yourself for a moment, and having opinions. You know, it's really important, you know, because like you're not the only person on the street. You know what I mean? Skating is a really political thing too. Like you don't like if you disagree, you turn the video off right now and go to somebody else that gives a fuck about skating, because I do. It's a really important thing. Okay? So I'm gonna show you stuff like this with a board. And if you have roller skates, you just grab a book or like a box. Like a box. Anything like you could hold like this for your elbows, right? And the more we do the form, the skating form, the more you're going to understand how important your elbows are for understanding your body while you're in motion. So that when you want to do something fucking sickening and cool and lit, you just kind of like know how to get into it, you know? And like, because I could never teach you, nobody can ever teach you how to do a kickflip, how to like go uphill, how to like turn around, how to go up the slow ramps. And similarly, a lot of people like are not interested in that. They kind of just want to know how to ride it, you know, which is like the most important part. And then unfortunately, the thing about form within that form teaches is that if you see that stuff out there that's like crazy, like people go 90-degree angle and shit, if that stuff's not for you, it's not for you. Please ride. You know, like there's other ways to enjoy the craft. If you feel like that stuff might be for you, but like way later, then form is just the mental game that we play to achieve that sort of crazy, sickening movement. You know, if you've ever seen kung fu movies, like kung fu movies don't just happen. You know, like people go, you know, before they beat ass, they do that. You know what I mean? Before you get into the kickboxing ring and you fight, you just squat, you do push-ups. You know what I mean? So an upper body is like, you know how to say don't skip leg day. So I'm gonna tell you something. Don't skip arm day. It's gonna be really nice for your arms. And I encourage you to think about the topic of decision making, right? And movement and change, right? Because the more you work on your arms, and the more you work on like your energy and your idea when you're like riding, it's gonna like just change the way you move on your board. Like you're gonna feel different, and you're gonna feel like it's a little easier because like when you have like that energy in your chest now, your heart, right, where you go and like you kind of stay in motion now. You don't like, and that's just about the fact that like you were focused. You like when you went with your foot like this, your wheels didn't go this way, and they didn't go this way because this bitch doesn't go like that. It just goes so the elbows is like your direction, right? When you like lean and you go like this, right? You like aim with your nose where you're going. And that's a little different because when you're on your feet, right, and you're walking around, people kind of want to think that that's like your knees and like your ankles. But like no, you make a decision in your brain first to turn around and then go, right? So it's like if I'm trying to slightly, like on your board, go this way, then I need to like kind of turn with my chest. But then I need to think that I have elbows on the matter, right? So I need to like kind of decide with my hands to like turn, right? And when you're making decisions in your brain, the first thing to kind of give up on you is like your arm muscles. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna show you something like an example, right? And I'm gonna show you something like this as we move along, right? So it's like this. How about self-defense too? Let's just be trying it, right? When you're on your board. Good stuff, right? So how long have I been doing this? Doesn't matter how long I've been doing it. It matters how long you've done it. Because I need to hear input from you for what that stuff means to you. How it relates to actually getting on your board, what that means. And elbows. What's elbows? What's that ankle? Right? Because you don't have control over your ankles on the board. You know what I mean? But you can sort of like be strong and like decide to like lean. Or like and decide to send energy further into your ankle if you need it. Something like that. It's a long conversation, it's not easy to explain because an elbow, you don't usually think about an elbow. You know what I mean? And that's just because we hate women, we hate black people. Like we're just oppressive people. We're conditioned and socialized to hate oppressed people. I'm an oppressed person. Are you an oppressed person? Leave it in the comments. How do elbows relate to colonization? How is that different from like lower body activism of like moving right here and now than like having a plan, a perspective with your eyeballs about something like cute, like how do you decide today I'm gonna wear something white, today I'm gonna wear something on my head, today I'm gonna wear something shorter than yesterday. Like that's so skating is gonna be a lot about like streets, you know, and how people of color and queer people and femme people specifically how we're treated on like streets, you know, especially when we're riding. Because you really feel like because someone's on wheels, you can do whatever you want. But it's like, no, I saw you do that. I saw you get closer. Like I saw you try to run me over. That happened. You know? And if you have elbow strength like I do, you don't have to think about your lower body. You just move and you get closer to that. And you stay true to your course and you stay right here, right next to him. When he's driving, you stay right here. Did you like it to try to cut me off? Because look, this way. And then back. With my elbows though. With my elbows though. I'm directing energy with my obliques back and forth towards you so that you stop trying to murder me, right? So hopefully that'll make you feel a little safer because we're practicing with self-defense, form, elbow grease matters. Comment down below what is elbow grease to you? Like, how does that relate to your eyes? How does that relate to your decision making? How is that different from ankles? Because when you're on your, and we discussed this before, like ankles, Achilles tendon strength, how's that different, right? Because if I'm going, that matters, right? But that stuff, that's like your hamstrings and your quads and your knees and your ankles, everything that's lower body, that I usually use in my house to move around, like this, right? That's like kind of preoccupied now, right? So when you're on a board and when you're wheels, you kind of want to think, oh, if I only had stronger ankles. But it's like, your ankles are busy, sister. Like, leave them be. You know, like, you have to kind of think now with your upper body about right here, right now, like, where's your air going? Are you going to have more air, less air, more this way, more that way? Where are you directing yourself? Because you notice what I did. To turn my chest, you don't just turn your chest. You kind of like turn your chest. Or you turn your chest, right? So I'm like making room for my chest with my elbows. Does that make sense? It's not a little hard for me to explain, but that's just because like we don't usually think about that part. This part of your body is like a super neglected part, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Elbows have a lot of opinions too sometimes. So leave who you are down below. I expect skating to be like one of the most social classes, you know, where we just discuss who we are, how we feel when you're on board. If you're black, if you're brown, if you're queer, if you're trans, if you're a person of color, if you're feminine, if you're a sex worker, if you're colonized, whatever it might be, if you're a performer, if you act, anything that's an oppressed thing, not white though, not straight, not cisgender, please stop it with that bullshit, then this is just a space to like talk politics and stuff, you know, because it's like, that's the outside world, and you when you're on a board, you have to be free or you'll die. I'm not kidding. Like, if you're not free in your brain, because someone's trying to kill you, period, because you don't feel safe at home, because you don't feel confident, then you can't. Then you're never gonna get. You're just never gonna get up there. So that's all. More to come, movement-wise. Because what I really want is for me to show you your movement at home, and then you just put on your skates, you get on your wheels, and you just ride outside. But like that's not easy. People haven't studied about that sort of stuff. So self-defense here matters a lot, and also ideas about who you are as a person of color matter a lot, and also just the idea that if you feel uncomfortable on your skateboard, having strong elbows is gonna give you like the foundation upper bodily that you need to just have a little more confidence, and also it'll give you the foundation that you need to if you fall or something, you're not gonna get injured. You know, that's what that was about to me. Comment down below. My bicep is a similar thing, but then that's about confidence and stuff, and muscles all of a sudden. I don't really want that for you right now. Okay. See you around. Just click on the links below and like, subscribe, and comment, and then I won't be poor anymore. Isn't that so exciting?